Hello friends, we are now coming with an exciting video how to calculate the net run rate in a cricket match. So we are coming to the point how one can calculate the net run rate, which are called NRR, in a point table. And we all know the Cricket World Cup has come into India in 2023, and we all are looking every day on the points table which team is on the top and which one goes down. You can search everywhere for the calculation of the net run rate, but there are many sites, there are many news websites which provides cricketing infos. They will give you an incomplete calculation, but don't worry, I will give you a complete formula for calculating the net run rate for a single match and as well as for a series or a tournament. So let's see carefully what are the formula says. India had played their first game against Australia, beat them quite comfortably, and played the second game against Afghanistan. They also beat Afghanistan quite comprehensively while chasing in both the games. So, 2 in 2 win for India. Let's come to the calculation. Let's create the formula. For an individual match or a single match, we have the formula as this is for winning team. The net run rate will be the total run scored by the winning team per overs that they take in for the total run while scoring minus the run scored by the opposition in the total quota of the over. By total quota of the over means it will be 50 overs for a one day game and 20 overs for a T20 game. There might be the opposition can be bowled out within 50 overs, but we have to put the total quota of the over, that is 50 over, in the calculation here. For the losing team, the net run rate will be calculated as total runs scored by the team by total quota of the overs minus the total runs scored by the opposition by total overs they bowled to the opposition. It may be a note that if net run rate for the winning team is X, then the net run rate for the losing team will be minus X for a single match. Remember that the overs should be written mathematically. As, for example, if one team completes the match in 41 overs and 2 balls, then mathematically it should be written as 41.333. Also, if one team take 49.3 overs, that means 49 overs and 3 balls to complete the match, then mathematically it should be written as 49.5. Similarly, 49 overs and 5 balls should be put as 49.866, etc. Let's check the formula with some data. We take the India-Australia match where Australia batted first and are bowled out in 49.3 overs by India, scoring 199, and India win the game by scoring 201 in 41.2 overs. So let's put this data on our formula and calculate the net run rate for India, which are the winning team in that particular match. First we put India's scored run 201 and divided by 41.33 overs minus Australia's scored run 199, and here we must put the total quota of the over, that is 50 overs. Although Australia take 49.3 overs to score the run, but here in formula we have to put total 50 overs in the formula. We find that the value is 0.883, that is plus 0.883 with some approximation in mathematics. Let's make the run rate for Australia, which is the losing team, and we put in the formula the data 199 by the total quota of the over 50 minus India scored run 201 and by the total overs bowled by Australia is 41.33, which is minus 0.883 in an approximation mathematically. So after the first match, India get the point plus 0.883 in the net run rate, and Australia had the net run rate minus 0.883. Meanwhile, India played another game with Afghanistan, as we mentioned earlier, and win the game. And next, Australia also played another match with South Africa, where South Africa beat Australia very badly and bowled out them in 40.5 overs at a score of 177, and South Africa win by 134 runs. Let's check where the point table. The point table is given here, and we can find that India, after 2 win in the 2 game, get the net run rate plus 1.5, where Australia losing 2 games get the net run rate minus 1.846, and South Africa winning 2 games against Australia and earlier against Sri Lanka are at the top with plus 2.360 net run rate. We will calculate all these 3 net run rate for this tournament. The formula displayed here for a series or tournament, and we start with a winning team. How the net run rate is calculated here. The total runs scored by the team in all the matches by the total overs they used to score the run minus the total runs scored against the team in all the matches by the full quota of overs allocated. That means here that will be 50 overs in each game. Now let us put an example for India, who had scored 201 against Australia in 41.2 overs and 273 against Afghanistan in 35 overs, and the opposition 199 by Australia and 272 by Afghanistan, that total will be divided by 50 plus 50, 100 overs, and the calculation gives us 1.499, which is approximated as 1.50, which is exactly reflected in our point table after two games that India played. Now let's move to the losing team, where net run rate is calculated as total runs scored by them in all the matches by totals of the overs allocated minus the total runs scored against the team in all the matches by total overs the team had bowled. Here we put example as Australia, 199 scored against India and 177 scored against South Africa, which are divided by total quota of overs 50 plus 50, 100 minus the runs scored by India 201 and 311 by South Africa in 41.2 overs and 50 overs respectively. The formula gives us the net run rate as minus 1.846. That exactly reflects in the point table we have seen earlier. Now consider for South Africa, which are the winner of two games. The first game they played against Sri Lanka and scored a World Cup highest total record of 428 in respective 50 overs, while Sri Lanka bowled out in 44.5 overs and scored 326 runs. And South Africa next played with Australia. Here they also beat Australia badly. South Africa scored 311 against Australia in 50 overs and bowled out them within 50 overs at a score of 177. And let us calculate the net run rate for South Africa. After the first match against Sri Lanka, the net run rate will be reached as 428 runs scored in 50 overs minus 326 runs scored by Sri Lanka divided by full quota of overs 50, and that will be plus 2.040. And the next game against Australia, the total run rate reflected as 428 plus 311, that is total runs scored by South Africa in 100 overs minus 326 plus 177 runs scored by the opposition, that is Sri Lanka and Australia, in total quota of allotted overs 100, and it will give plus 2.360. We can check our results in point table updated at 12th of October. South Africa at the top plus 2.360. We have calculated India plus 1.50. We have calculated, and Australia at the losing side are at minus 1.846. We have also calculated these values, and so our formula is correct. And thank you all for watching.